Hey everybody, my McKay here with a brand new video. Today we're going to talk about my preferences with remakes versus the originals. I'm going to talk about my opinion on this, so get ready for the long haul. Now, we'll start with this one, the Amityville Horror. This is the 1979 version. This is the 1979 version with James Brolin and Margot Kidder. I really like this movie. This one actually creeps me out, still creeps me out, but Platinum Dunes Entertainment decided to remake it 2005, and we got this version. And a lot of people don't like this one. A lot of people hate this movie, actually, but I actually like it just because it scared the shit out of me when I was a little kid, which so did the original, but I actually do like this one. So that's that. Well, this is the Ryan Reynolds version. What happened over the next 28 days has never been explained. Widescreen Special Edition. I've had this one for a while, but I actually do like this movie because it generally scares me. Although, if we're being honest here, the original also scares me. So moving on, I guess next we'll talk about Halloween. A nice Anchor Bay DVD of it. The Night He Came Home. One of my favorite 70s horror films. One of my favorite slasher films altogether. However, it was remade in 2007, and Dimension Films and Rob Zombie gave us this version. I actually have two copies of this. I have one 2-disc version as the unrated version, and I have this one because it's impossible to get the theatrical. It was very hard, and I found this at a place after I found that unrated, so I got it and kept both of them just to have both cuts. But, you know, this one gets a lot of hate too, but I thought it was a pretty good version. Although I'm much more a fan of the original. I'm not a big fan of this one, but I still like it enough I keep it in my collection. But then after that, the various sequels and remakes were ignored. Flash forward to 2018 and we got the reboot, which is a direct sequel to the original Halloween. And I saw this in theaters on Halloween night in 2018, literally October 31st, 2018. Me and my dad saw this in theaters, and I actually loved it. And then last year, I think they made a sequel to this, but this one ignores all the sequels the original got. Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Halloween 4, 5, and 6, and the other two, the horrible ones from the 90s. It ignores all of those. And just as a direct sequel to the original 40 years later. And then to pick up where this one left off last year, the same people behind this one gave us this one, Halloween Kills. This is the Blu-ray combo pack of the extended cut, even though it has the regular version on it as well. And again, this one actually got some hate, and like I'm part of like a bunch of different horror groups on Facebook. People were just talking pure shit about this film, and it's upsetting because I actually like this movie. I like it a lot. I thought it was pretty good. I also saw this in the theaters. I saw it last year, and yeah, I thought it was cool. I loved it. I loved it a lot. I thought it was pretty cool. I still like it. And yeah. Now, let's go to a remake I actually love. Or let's go to a film that I love. Let's go to another film I like. Except this time the remake for it is something I actually really like. Because it's actually a really good movie. And for that, we're gonna go move on over to The Hills Have Eyes. A film by Wes Craven. Of course, this is that reflective one I showed off in my Anchor Bay DVDs video. This is one of my favorite of the Craven films. Actually, this is my favorite Craven film, I think. This and Scream. I love it a lot. It's just the classic story of a family that got lost in the desert on their way to California and were mercifully stalked by the maniacs that lived in a tribe in the hills. Then flash forward to 2006, and the director of the Piranha remake, which actually came out after The Hills Have Eyes remake, Alexandra Aja, I actually don't know. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I think so. Gave us this version. And this is actually my favorite remake. Well, this and the Evil Dead remake, which we'll talk about later on. But this is probably one of my favorite remakes of all time. And I actually like the sequel they made to this. This is like my favorite remake, though. I love it a lot. I thought it was pretty good. I thought the gore was great. It was incredibly disturbing, which I liked. In fact, I remember when I was a little kid, it was so disturbing that when it first came out, it was like NC-17. I didn't have the pleasure of seeing this until it got on HBO when I was a kid, and I watched it behind my mom's back, but still, it's a great horror film. And this is the unrated version, of course. I need to get the theatrical version so I have both cuts. I do like this movie, though. I thought this was a great remake. And I like the fact that, so in the original, the tribe was just a bunch of people that they don't give much context to. The original is just, I think it's just a tribe of people that got lost out there. And they've been living out there ever since. In the remake, they're mutants. They became mutants because of the New Mexico bomb tests, New Mexico desert bomb tests, in the late 1940s and early 60s. And they used that as the backstories of the people. There was something they never did in the original. And I thought that was really cool. The makeup and effects look really cool. I mean, Jesus Christ. The lady on the poster there, this character, got her head blown off in the film. And it's so gruesome because you just see the blood splatter all over the wall. You don't even... Plus, with the unrated version, you get... In the theatrical version, you just see the blood splatter on the wall. You don't see her get shot, but in this version... The unrated version, you get that split second where you see the gun go off her face. It's pretty gruesome. Again, one of my favorite remakes. Now let's transition to another remake I actually like. We move on to Fright Night. This is the original Fright Night from 1985. I need to get the original sequel, or at least I'd like to. One of my favorite 80s vampire movies. I'm not a big fan of vampire movies, but this one I do like. And in 2011, I think, Touchstone Pictures gave us this version. Rest in peace, Anton Yelchin. But, yeah, we got this version, the remake. I think it was 2011. Hold on. I think it says on the back of it. 2011, yeah. And I actually do like this movie. I thought it was great. I do like this one. Is it better than the original? No. Actually, none of these remakes are better than the original. That's my only preference. I like them. They're great remakes, but they're not better than the original. The Evil Dead one, maybe, because I do like that, but I don't prefer it. Just because I like these remakes doesn't mean I prefer them to the original. This one was good, though. Pretty funny. And I liked David Tennant's version of the Peter Vincent character. I thought the effects were pretty good in this. Also, if you're wondering why there's a green sticker on it right there, this was an old rental that I bought from a, it doesn't look like it's a rental until you flip it around. And it starts to look like one. Well, actually, it doesn't look like a rental until I see the rental tag on it. Family video. I do actually like this movie, though. I first watched this version with my dad in October of 2012. And I loved it. Actually, it might have been October 2013. I think it was 2013. Yeah, it was 2013. I remember now. It was October 2013 because at the time, my mom and stepdad had moved to a new house, and I was staying with my dad in a hotel room somewhere for a little bit because our house, the power got shut off for shitty reasons. But yeah, but I do like this one. Now, lastly, we'll move on to one of my all-time favorite 80s horror films, The Evil Dead. I love this film, and producers Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell, and Robert Tappert, and director Fede Alvarez in 2013 brought us this version, which is probably it is probably my favorite remake. This one I actually really do like. I thought it was great. I thought that it's a little weird that they're there for a detox for their friend Mia, but I thought it was cool nonetheless. The gore is crazy. This movie scares me because it's creepy. The fact that the demon swears and everything is kind of funny to me, actually. The whole I'll rip your soul out, daddy thing is kind of funny to me, but I still liked it. I watched this in 2013 when it came out. I didn't watch it in the theaters. No, instead, I had the pleasure of knowing a guy that could burn DVDs, which is illegal, but it is what it is. And he burnt me a copy from the internet. This is an actual copy I bought later on, because when my mom was cleaning around the house when I was in middle school, she threw away my copy, my burnt copy. So, yeah. Now, bottom line, are any of these movies bad? In my opinion, no. Are remakes bad in general? Not always. I mean, it's kind of shitty to see a movie you love so much get remade, but sometimes they end up being really good. So, and before I go, I wanted to talk about one last remake I actually liked that a lot of people hate, the Pet Sematary remake. I like this movie a lot. I thought it was awesome. Saw it in theaters for my birthday back when it came out. Love it. One thing I thought was actually kind of cool about this was, unlike the book and the original movie, they have Rachel actually discover the fact that her husband has brought Ellie back to life. I thought that was cool, or brought their kid back to life, Ellie, whatever. Well, it was their daughter Ellie in this one, and then the baby Gage in the original movie, much like the book. I'll see you guys in the next video. So, bye bye.